This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Hey everybody. We're a little low energy today because we just spent a full 80 minutes debating which superpower we would have and why, and engaging in thoughtful discussion of all of the implications of that.
We should have recorded it, but we just didn't.
We just didn't. Yeah. I kind of realized 15 minutes in we should record it.
This show without recording.
Yeah.
We can summarize it real quick. I think Matt and Julia were on Team Teleportation. Excellent choice.
Thank you.
Luke had a few great suggestions, like the ability to stop time, the ability to heal himself and others. Really, really solid, thought-provoking choices. I chose Flight because it really hits that mark of most fun, least useful.
It's interesting, the motivations for these superpowers from each of us, though. I feel like your Flight comes for the want for fun and solitude.
Yeah.
And Luke is all of his powers are fear-based. And which is it's a completely rational reason to get for superpowers.
They were all preventative, stopping bad things from happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And ours are just convenience. Just convenience, really, more than anything.
Well, except for the time stopping one, because my question, I guess in the manner of this preventative, not being late for things.
Yeah.
But it was also, I really want to sleep a few extra hours.
Yeah, it's preventing stress. Preventing stress
so
in an almost complete extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, in the back of my head, I was also hey, I could actually, clean up before somebody arrives without stressing about how little time I have before they arrive.
It didn't occur to me at the time, but if you stopped time, you could just go get every degree. Anyone you want.
I guess, yeah.
Just, you go to the exam, you stop time, you just bring all the books, you fill out the answers.
Yeah, and if anybody quizzes you on it...
take a test and get a degree in that thing?
I mean, any kind of test that somebody has for you, you can just stop time and solve it.
Depending on your ability to retain information, you might not want to rely on those qualifications. Like passing the bar does not make you a lawyer if you just hardcore cheated on the test with magic.
I mean, to be fair though, if you could stop time as a lawyer, every time something was put in front of you, you could, and with the caveat that time would pass for you and stuff like that. You'd have all the time in the world to think about it before you could just respond, or
you'd hear what they say and then spend a year formulating a perfect response and a perfect legal argument.
Yeah, and time stop, it would be even better if you could rewind time a little too. Just a little.
Control over time would be.
Control of time. Right.
In terms of the ability to go back and change the past, that is a power that would 100% destroy you almost right away.
Yeah.
Your life would become exhausting and full of regrets almost immediately. You would change something that you wouldn't be able to change back in the exact same way almost instantly.
It's true. If I had the ability to change time, I think I would need a 5-second limit or something like that.
Yeah, just go back a second to change something that happened a second ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game Time Cowboy or whatever, that one.
One interesting thing about Matt's desire for convenience in the form of teleportation is that he's willing to inconvenience himself to an almost infinite degree
for it,
to use the power secretly and safely.
But you know what? That is such a story of my life. The fucking the lengths I will go to make myself comfortable on my terms. You don't even know. You don't even know. I will go through hell, but it's my hell to be able to do that. I don't know what to tell you. It's one of those things that I do.
I understand the laziness. I work as a technical artist, and one of the key components to that is a certain type of laziness where if you tell me that I have to do something even just twice, even if it's just small, I'll stay up all night writing a script to do it instead. However long it takes. Like
Yeah.
I'll spend days automating a task that would only take me 5 minutes to do twice, just so I don't have to do it twice or ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where Matt and I differ on the whole teleportation issue. Is he was constructing this elaborate scheme of safe houses and like being a special courier for like shady people, and I said I was not going to change any aspect of my life. I would only make it just a little bit more convenient and a little more cheaper and save on airfare and stuff.
No, see,
Matt wanted to see the world by becoming an international man of mystery and having a mysterious ability to get packages anywhere and having a lot of like rivals who want him dead and like fucking burner identities. And it's elaborate.
The whole purpose of that, though, is so I can just like have lunch in Rome.
And to make that happen, you become probably the best money launderer in the world.
I would do it, right? I think that would
Like,
be it.
You would be, like, even though you weren't using it to hurt anybody, you would be one of the greatest criminals of all time in terms of criminal activity. Like, every second of your life would be so deeply illegal.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like, you know,
the law's not necessarily ethical. I don't have a moral... Like I told you earlier, I 100% endorse this plan of yours. And all of the stress and like loneliness that would bring. Like, I think that sounds like a rad existence. I think it's almost infinitely complicated.
It's the kind of complication I like.
It's like I was telling Matt, it is so complicated. You could pretty much do it with the same amount of effort without the ability to teleport.
But the teleport makes it just a little easier. Just a little easier.
You're right. It would make that impossible task a little easier.
Like, if things started to go bad and I got a bad feeling, I just go. Just leave, you know?
Anyway, like, we are having so much trouble getting away from this fucking conversation. We're just standing here on a still screen. That's my fault. I shouldn't have summarized it, but I wanted you guys to know what we were talking about and what answers we chose.
Yeah.
I want to fly because there are no people in the sky if you stay under the planes.
That is so true.
I can go from place to place and just like people will look up and be like, "What's that?" And I'll be like, "Fuck you, that's what." And on I fly.
No, you'd be like.
I'll also note that actually, probably standing still here, I just noticed that I was recording our voices onto the game audio track as well. So the only difference that's going to make is nobody will have heard the music in Fifi's room when we started. But, you know, unimportant.
Oh, interesting.
I'll just mute the track. Yeah. I fixed it right now while we were talking. Oh, and the Victrola has stopped. Interesting.
Fifi's asleep.
Fifi's been asleep. We were standing there just sort of leering over her sleeping body.
For 2 months.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
Speaking about international travel, and in the interest of not starting the game, how was AdventureX?
Oh my goodness. It was amazing. I had gone to AdventureX in 2019 when I showed the Crimson Diamond at that point, but this is my first time back. And yeah, it had so many people I got to see again after those 4 years, and some of them, you know, I'd never met, and I met for the first time in real life. It was lovely. And I did on the second day sport my level 0 NPCs merch shirt, which was fantastic. The print quality is very, very excellent. But yeah, it was the talks were great. I got to hang around with Francisco Gonzalez, who's making Rosewater and made Lamplight City. I hung out with a ton of people. Like, I mean, I could just name off a ton of people. Like, Golasso Games.
Did you say hi for me and him know who I was?
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? That's fine because I can message him and let him know that as well. And you were Captain...
it's fine.
Pirate Space Captain Kane or something like that on the AGS1, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, no,
Space Pirate Kane.
What was that? Space Pirate
Kane, yeah.
Space Pirate Kane, yeah. And yeah, they had it at a different venue this time. It was at Greenwich University. They also had it at Greenwich University last year, but I didn't come. But it was a fantastic time. London's wonderful. I stayed extra to visit with people and to just walk around and see all the amazing museums. And yeah, I kind of want to make it an annual thing. It was lovely to see people again.
AdventureX sounds pretty cool, and I would probably try and go if I could ever find a year in which I wasn't doing something else important at the time.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. If you're into adventure games, yeah, highly recommend it.
We should all go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adventure games are kind of our thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, you just have a rapport immediately and a connection with people, just kind of from literally all over the world, just from the shared interest, and it's kind of like amazing and magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only I could teleport there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I mean, I had a great flight with British Airways, but even still, like, I'll never fly. Oh, Gloria, hello. 1:45. Yeah, I just want to just give a shout out and a reverse shout out. I want to give a shout out to British Airways. They were a great airline to fly with, and a reverse shout out to Air Canada, whom I will never fly with again if I can help it.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, a reverse shout out.
Anti-shout out, yeah.
A nice big fuck you to Air Canada.
A shout in?
A shout in? A whisper in?
A shout away?
I believe it's a call out, isn't it?
A call out.
Yeah, call out.
Calling them out. That is true.
For their incompetence and their reluctance to do anything that seems like you would have basic customer care at all. Yeah, they're the worst. And I don't usually talk negatively.
The Bella Lion of the skies.
The Bella Lion of the skies.
They really are. They really are.
I was going to throw in a reverse call out to Bella Lion. Or a reverse shout out, rather, to Bella Lion. A call out.
A call out, exactly.
Shout, yeah.
Right
on.
Yeah, certainly, I think there's no place, as they say, in the kingdom of heaven for Bella Lion or Air Canada. That's pretty, determined.
It's easier. What was this? And easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, wonderful. Thank you for asking. Fantastic.
Did anyone recognize the Level 0 NPCs shirt?
No, but I did point it out to someone I was chatting with that I just met there, and he said he would check out the channel. So if you're checking out the channel, hello, Mr. Kiki on Twitter. I don't know if you're here, but yeah, it was really cool to meet you, and hopefully you're watching this right now. Or not right now, but yeah, when this goes up.
Yeah, if you are here, know that that's maybe the most circuitous way we've ever gotten a new follower. a new viewer, I should say.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that a viewer is going to become a follower.
No, that was presumptuous. But, sending one of the hosts to another country to physically meet someone wearing a t-shirt, that's some serious effort.
Also, yeah, you really need to love adventure games to sit through our shit.
That's true.
Well, that's true.
You
really need to love us.
I might say too much.
Yeah.
We are inefficient enough in the way we play games that you could probably hate adventure games and still enjoy the channel as long as you enjoyed our bullshit.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. As a matter of fact, some people who enjoy adventure games may not enjoy this at all.
Mm-hmm.
They
That's
might
also
enjoy
true.
that there are adventure games on screen, but they may also be very disappointed in the way in which we decide to present
now,
adventure games.
Yeah, so you went into the billiards room and Gloria was there and you did pass some time. Was there anything of significance there that caused that to happen?
I don't think so. It seems to happen every time I go in there, but I'm going to load up before. I just want to see if there's anything to see here so that I can be a little bit more efficient in my reload.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And I mean, I guess sort of the spirit of the game would be to just, let it happen this way and, realize that I just somehow missed every possible thing that could have happened during that hour of game time, but I don't feel like that.
I guess it kind of bears mentioning that this is we're returning to Kernel's Bequest after quite some time. We had a horror month and we had a Kurltember in between.
It's true. Kurltember and horror month both.
Oh man, it's been since August.
Happened. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I've played Kernel's Bequest since August, so I'm not even sure what happened in the most recent episode. We just kind of play as it goes, so yeah. So I'm just kind of wandering around here and, giving you something to look at while we have our conversation.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Just kind of, I'm information gathering at the moment, and I will probably load the game. But, there's also no guarantee that anything I might happen to spot, which at this point feels like nothing, before loading the game. So
this game has a lot of... You need to find the right place to be at the right time.
You need to be there at the right time. Yeah, that's the thing that, like...
Otherwise, you're just wandering.
I guess what I haven't done yet is, like... Although I haven't also either seen anybody in the... push.
It's been so long.
There you go. Like, maybe something happens if you're in the... sort of back corridors. Look hole.
Not that I recall, except for like sometimes you get murdered and sometimes you can find objects in the corridors.
I mean, that would be a good excuse to reload, certainly.
That's true.
But I think I'm interested in the dining room.
One of the things I like to do when I go to London, so I've been only twice, but there's some things I revisited from my first visit. And one of the things I really like to do is I like to go to Harrods, which is a very famous London department store. And it's like the most gorgeous, luxurious mall that you could ever possibly visit. And I'm a suburban girl. I like my mall, and it's like the ultimate mall. Like the best mall you could ever possibly imagine.
That's what I heard.
It is fantastic, and just in terms of just being a tourist and window shopping, like there is really no better place. I saw a number of completely amazing things at the Harrods this visit, and one of them was they had like a little memorabilia store that had like movie posters and like sports jerseys signed by like Ronaldo and things like that, and they had a few like soccer balls that were signed, and one of them was signed by Lionel Messi, who is like the greatest soccer player of all time, arguably. And the ball was on sale for £6,000. And I got into a conversation with the salesperson. I asked him, because I play my fair share of soccer, and I know these balls will like deflate eventually. So I asked him what happens when the ball deflates, with this nice signature and everything on it. And he said it comes with a pump, which I thought was really lovely. And actually it was really amusing to me, this idea of like pumping this ball back up. And he was really nice, and like they had the best customer service there, because he asked me, are you planning on, taking it overseas? And is that why you want to deflate this 6,000-pound ball before you buy it? Which was so cute. I mean, bless him, right? I thought that was just the sweetest thing that he would ask. Like it's like almost like he thought I would conceivably buy a 6,000-pound soccer ball. Which I don't think I look like I would, but anyway, that was really nice of him to like treat me like a real customer.
You could never tell with the British.
True.
He might have just been cheeky.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
But yeah,
I know this is
honestly. Go ahead.
This is a stupid play on words, but I'm wondering if there's a substance that you could make a soccer ball-sized object out of, so that it would weigh 6,000 pounds. That would be an interesting object to like interact with or drop off of a skyscraper or something like that.
Yeah, I wonder, what's the like heaviest or densest like substance?
What is it's the sun. Let's get a chunk of the sun.
Yeah, I think if you had like a soccer ball sized chunk of neutron star, yeah.
Neutron star.
I think
you just
most
died,
of
course, but
most of like our section of like the galactic arm would start orbiting it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you really need a chunk of neutron star like to just make a soccer ball 6,000 pounds. Like that's not that hard.
There could be something here on Earth that might do the trick. I don't know.
I mean, soccer balls are not that small, right?
No.
You could fill
something probably heavier than gold, though.
Yeah.
For instance.
Yeah, probably.
I bet one of our PCs knows.
Probably.
I guess
we'll be able to find out.
A quick Wikipedia search suggests that oganesson is the heaviest. It's a synthetic chemical element that is, I guess, the heaviest thing that we know of.
Ooh. Who is sleeping?
Not the heaviest thing, the heaviest, like, chemical element.
Oh, it's just the guy that's in that room.
What's his face?
We've seen him there before.
Oh, okay, Clarence?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, do I remember any of the voices or any of the names?
Nope.
I don't.
I forgot there were voices, yeah. Or that we do them, yeah.
I mean, you probably remember a couple, but, like, you know. I mean, Rudy is Skeletor, right?
Yes.
That's all that really matters, all things considered.
It's pretty true.
And Julia is doing the voice of
Ethel, Gloria, Laura, yeah. But Laura doesn't really, honestly, she doesn't say all that much.
And the other, yeah. And the other ladies.
The other ladies.
I guess the one places I haven't done are the, like...
Oh, the closet.
Yeah.
Oop.
You haven't been back to the bathroom in some time.
I think it's the first place I...
It was, yeah.
Well, I'll go take another look, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people's still sleeping in here.
What the hell? There's nothing happening in this house.
Yeah, it's weird, like... And a bunch of the still living guests are just kind of randomly missing now. I guess I can go to the back to the bathroom, and then...
So I have three items that I did notice at the Harrods, which I thought were the highlight of my visit. And the first one was the 6,000-pound soccer ball. Mm-hmm. The second one was I went to the fine jewelry section of Harrods, which is kind of amazing. And they have these... So Fabergé, of course, makers of those famous enameled eggs. And that famously...
The maker of eggs, yes.
Yeah, the maker of the famous eggs. They also now make like lockets, like little Fabergé egg lockets that open up. And like they've got a little like, panda bear or parrot or something inside, all nicely enameled and everything. Gorgeous. And they also have like different sizes of them. They got a small one and a tiny version as well. But like those ones don't open, which is like, what's the point if you don't have a Fabergé egg necklace?
Is there a point to Fabergé eggs in general?
I guess it employs artisans, which is I guess kind of a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
I remember I saw this exhibit in Toronto about Christian Dior, who is a fashion designer, a French fashion designer, and they were talking about how during war times he was really instrumental in keeping the sequin factories employed, because he would be using it's a kind of amazing to think about sequins being made by craftspeople, but they were at that time, and he was able through his fashion to keep all these wonderful craftspeople in work, which is a nice consideration. So yeah, I mean, I guess you're keeping those enamelers and jewelers employed, and that's not too bad of a thing, I suppose.
Yeah, especially when we're living in more of increasingly a dystopia. It's really important, actually. And I mean that. It's
Like you think about like post-war projects to employ artists, which something like the National Park Service in the States, where they made these amazing illustrated posters because they considered it an important thing, and because it was tough times after the war, they still wanted to preserve and employ artists so that those kinds of things wouldn't die, and that brought us some of our greatest art. So yeah, there is something to be said for keeping them. Although I will say that it seems rather frivolous to pay £12,000 for a Fabergé egg locket. That it kind of looks like it's meant for kids almost, because it does have little animals on the inside of these things, and they're kind of cutesy.
Yeah.
But the smaller Fabergé egg pendants were 8,000, I think, and £5,000. But no, if you're buying a Fabergé egg pendant, I feel like you must go for the locket.
Whoa! Some shit went down here.
Oh shoot!
Apparently.
Hey,
Luke,
what
this is you.
that?
There is only one stall in this old stable, as there is an old, broken down nag in the stall who is also old. You deduce
Exactly.
This must be Blaze.
Old Blaze, good old Blaze.
Oh no! What's happened to Wilbur?
Old Wilbur.
Someone must have hit him over the head and killed him. Nervously, you look behind you, but there's no one there. Look at
the horse.
Wilbur.
Oh dear.
It appears as if Wilbur was fatally hit on the head with a blunt instrument. search, Wilbur.
Oh boy.
You're not close
Code.
enough. Okay.
No.
What a shame.
With trembling hands, you search Wilbur's body and confirm your suspicions that he died by a tremendous blow to the head. What's this? Why, it's Wilbur's monocle. Thinking it might come in handy, you take it with you.
Why?
Ding!
Dang.
There's so many other things that have been handy that you haven't picked up.
Fantastic. Now this is something I do
Cake person.
know and I'm quite familiar with because I used a similar type of thing in my game, The Crimson Diamond, which is the monocle allows you to examine certain items more closely.
Ooh.
Yes, that's why. But I'm not sure what we have in our inventory currently. Actually, ooh, okay. Yeah, I feel like poker and the crowbar could probably benefit, and also handkerchief possibly as well. I think, and maybe cane. But yeah.
Examine pork.
It seems as though an Aganison soccer ball would only weigh maybe 100 pounds, 90 pounds, something like that.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I think
Use monocle on poker.
That doesn't sound heavy enough to me for the heaviest
that's true.
element.
I think examine poker with monocle or something might be the trick. Okay, so we need to find some exotic, not of this earth.
It wouldn't be a chemical element. It would be something else, like the substance of a neutron star. Kind of. That would weigh much more than 6,000
It would probably cost more than 6,000 pounds to buy that too, if you're going to buy that.
Oh, and Oganison soccer ball would cost a lot of money. It would also be very reactive. It's not a good thing to have around in soccer ball sized chunks.
And probably they wouldn't let Lionel Messi anywhere near it.
I mean, they should, but...
I'm neither being a physicist nor a chemist. I don't know that an element's atomic number and atomic mass necessarily turn to weight of object. So maybe Oganison is not the heaviest thing.
I feel like it does though, and I think that also
mass, translates pretty much directly to weight.
Yeah, and then also and the far end of that table of that periodic table of elements, things are incredibly unstable. They only will last for milliseconds or nanoseconds before they decay into lower elements.
Its weight is only theorized because they don't really synthesize that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, something less than 100 pounds for a soccer ball, it would seem. Mm-hmm. So fucking heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to throw off a skyscraper.
You examine the entire fireplace poker with the monocle. There are traces of blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Examine.
Handkerchief.
With monocle.
Oh.
Fuck.
Really made you work for that one.
Carefully examine the white handkerchief using Wilbur's monocle, which, much like a magnifying glass... Why, what's this? You see a small EP in one corner of the white lace trim. Extended play, huh?
Nice. Crowbar? Oh, no, maybe crowbar. No, I don't think crowbar has anything on it because it's not a murder weapon.
Well, we have the ability to check anyway.
Okay.
You examine it with a monocle, but you don't see anything interesting.
Sweet. I think that might do it.
Examine cane with monocle.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise.
Oh, that was Blaze, I suppose, nickering.
That was Blaze.
Did we try sniffing the saddle on the wall? We've sniffed everything else.
God.
Oh shit!
I feel like we should sniff the saddle.
Sniff things.
And also potentially talk to that horse and interrogate it.
Saddle. Sniff, Wilbur.
Mm-hmm.
No comment about sniffing the corpse.
Blaze.
Mm-hmm. That is how you do that, but yeah, we don't get any more. It kind of is when Adrian in Phantasmagoria picks up something and looks at it and doesn't tell us about it.
Yeah. Tell about Wilbur.
Mm-hmm.
The horse doesn't understand you. Ask about horses. The horse doesn't understand you.
I feel like that's a good screenshot. Just you and the horse standing here with a dead body and the caption, "The horse doesn't understand you."
Give oil can to horse. Blaze isn't interested.
Did we try a good old-fashioned talk, Blaze?
Bridle. That must be Blaze's old bridle. Talk, Blaze. You gently speak to Blaze. He just looks at you with his big brown eyes. Get bridle. The bridle doesn't belong to you, which is also the case of all of your other inventory.
Exactly.
Besides, you've never been fond of horseback riding. But what if we find a snake?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We might need it. That's a
Can we
Sierra
pat him? Can we
reference.
kiss him? Can we hug him and squeeze him?
Frighten horse.
There actually is a thing you can do that will kill us. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just replace Pancake Golem. We can't go back now. Kiss Blaze. That's not a nice thought, Laura.
What?
Why not?
Laura.
Pet Blaze? Yeah, that's your fault, game,
Yeah.
not mine.
That was innocent. Yay.
As you stroke Blaze's velvety soft nose, his eyes open wide and his ears twitch uncontrollably. Punch Blaze. You don't have a violent nature. Headbutt Blaze. The game does not understand headbutt.
Animorph into
Samoan
Blaze.
Drop Blaze. Animorph into Blaze. Game does not understand Animorph. Very few people do.
You have to be a very particular age.
Aw, need right in the face. You're a dead ringer, Laura.
Nice.
Horses or cows, I think, are the second deadliest animal on the planet, right under mosquitoes.
Interesting.
Mosquitoes.
I thought hippopotami were.
Probably in Africa.
really
I think
high up there.
hippopotami are the deadliest in Africa.
People tend to avoid them is the thing. So, like, a hippo will, like, kill almost every person that it meets, sort of thing. Or, like,
So
occasionally...
you're talking, like, by volume.
Yeah, just in terms of number of deaths. Like, the fact that, like, a crocodile, a venomous snake, something like that will cause harm, people avoid those things. But as a result, like, shark attacks constitute relatively few deaths per year. It's the same with hippos. Mind you, like, hippos are up there, like, in terms of animals to avoid. Like, don't fuck around with hippos. They have no, you know, their closest living relative is the whale. You have nothing in common with them. Don't fuck with hippos. But I think the statistic is still that mosquitoes have killed almost half of all people who have ever died.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Yeah, absolutely.
So there's no close second place to that. And after that, I think it's horses or cows.
I'm certainly not surprised.
Were you going to say something, Julia? You sounded like you had an interjection.
Oh, no. I just was saying I'm not surprised at all that mosquitoes are the champions of murder.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me that, or you were implying that something needed to happen while I was in that room.
Oh, no. I just saw the dark figure cross through the glass, and I might have, like, made an involuntary sound.
If you don't count, like, transmissible diseases, then mosquitoes don't rank very high. Not none, but...
I wouldn't imagine so.
You firmly pull the handle, but the darn elevator won't move.
Oh. Could we have a key, right, for that? Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay. That did the trick.
I go up, but I couldn't go down.
Oh my gosh. Can we go up again? Have we been to the attic yet?
Nope.
Oh boy.
Go up. Darn elevator won't move. Use key. What do you want to do with the brass key? Use key in elevator. Do the look in elevator. You see the elevator control on the elevator wall. Look control.
It's beautiful.
Oh, there's a handle on the elevator control. On the face of the control are a keyhole and the words up and down.
It's beautiful.
Use key in keyhole.
Oh my gosh.
Use
Oh my
key
gosh.
on control.
Insert key? I don't know.
Insert key in control keyhole.
Oh my gosh.
Is heard as you turn the key in the lock.
Jesus.
Go up.
Oh boy. That was amazing. I can't believe that worked.
Oh, hey. Here's a new environment.
Gorgeous.
New environ. What a dark and creepy attic. It helps to have the moonlight shining in through those big windows. Among all the junk, a stack of old newspapers catches your eye.
That is uncharacteristically helpful of the game to say that.
Yeah, no kidding. Newspapers.
It was probably hard to make it clear that it was newspapers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. It does kind of look brickish, doesn't it? This seems to be an old stack of 1890s editions of the Times Democrat. As you look through them, an October 18th, 1898 edition catches your interest. You begin reading. New Orleans, Louisiana. Colonel Henri Gijon came home today after spending several months in the hospital following injuries in the recent Spanish-American War. Colonel Dijon took several bullets to his pelvic and shoulder areas as he attempted to carry a seriously injured fellow soldier to safety. Incredibly, though injured himself, he managed to make it safely behind American lines. Colonel Dijon was duly decorated and discharged with honor by the U.S. Army. New Orleans welcomes home a true American war hero. Is that why the Colonel is in a wheelchair, you wonder?
I love your choice to do both every time, Colonel.
Yeah, you were committed.
I keep saying Colonel, and I am actually, every time, no joke, fixing it, or like...
After the third one, I was like, that's great that he's just switched to both now.
I mean, it's just going to continue happening. I don't seem to be able to just go straight to Colon-elle.
If that was a stack of 1980s newspapers, this would be a much more complicated mystery. We'd have to get Dirk Gently on the case with this one.
It's beautiful.
There's no reason to do that. If you wish to leave the house, use a door. Look at trunk. You see an old, uninteresting trunk.
Oh, is that a body rolled up in a rug?
Ooh, look at rug. There are many old and unusual rugs here. Unroll rug. He does not understand unroll. Topple rug. Seems not understand topple. Light rug on fire. That is not clear.
Suplex rug.
Look at crate. Some stuff is stored in old boxes and crates. Open crates. There's nothing that would interest you in any of these boxes. How will we know until we do it? I find that disappointing.
Ooh.
Unlock door. You reach down and unlock the door. What? It's dark back here in the attic. The moonlight from the large windows doesn't light this part of the attic very well, though through the gloom, you can see piles of uninteresting boxes and old junk. However, there is an old trunk that does interest you. Well, let's go take a look at the old trunk. It's open
already.
Ooh. Look at trunk.
It's a mimic. You're dead.
The trunk is open, and you see old army clothes strewn about. Look at army clothes. There are old army clothes in the open trunk. Get army clothes. They don't belong to you. Search army clothes. Peering into the open trunk, you see old army clothing and various paraphernalia. This must be where the Colon-elle colonel keeps his old army gear. Lying on top of everything else, you notice a large officer's cape, a pair of leather gloves, a Colon-elle colonel's hat, and an old pair of army boots.
Dawn cape.
Wear cape.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
You have no use for an army officer's
Fuck you, I don't.
Cosplay as army guy. This game does not understand cosplay. I know. I can tell.
I think there's something else you can do here as well. It does mention some boots, and I think you can actually look at the boots or examine the boots. But try looking at the boots first.
Look at boots.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pair of large old army boots. You notice an insignia on the boot heels. Look at insignia. You see an insignia of an eagle on the heels of the army boots. Examine insignia with monocle. See an insignia of an eagle on the heels of the army
I think you
boots.
might be able to examine boots with monocle, and it might tell you something else. Or not. I don't remember anything.
This is a pair of large old army boots. You notice an insignia on the boot heels. Look in trunk. What else is in there?
Yeah.
Army clothing. Officer's cape, leather gloves, colonel's hat, and an old pair of army boots. Look at hat. It's a dandy-looking colonel's hat. Wear hat.
Colonel's hat.
The hat wouldn't fit you. Better leave it here.
Colonel has a tiny little apple of a head.
Is there anything that I'm missing? Should I just go?
I think that is it here.
Hide until dawn. He does not understand dawn.
Lurk in shadows with knife.
Do I have a knife?
No, but you have a crowbar, which could do the trick.
I have various other bludgeoning weapons. It's true. Let me in.
All right.
Go down.
Hey.